Alright. Good evening, YouTube. They're hot. Good to have you in here, man. Joe and TG Dragons. Good to have you here. So last week when I tried to stream the last event, I found out that my Wi-Fi router was dying on me, and so it kept cutting out, which is why the stream kept cutting out. That has been replaced, so there shouldn't be any issues tonight. And we have a lot to cover tonight. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you guys, as a free-to-play player, last week's Arya's Bounty is the absolute best relic that could have been dropped for us. I'm going to be going over this event shortly. I just want to let you guys know that if you plan on committing to the free-to-play, events like this, which are the event of the moment, should be passed up in favor of getting those unique relics this year. Always have enough gems and enough tokens saved up to complete those upcoming events. I gotta tell you, every other relic I got from that event, garbage to me. But the grind for that one relic will be worth it for the long term in this game. Especially since, if there comes a day when they start stacking those relics, those bonuses are going to start mounting up. Those relics are legitimately your way, as a new or free-to-play player, to start to try to match the boost, the Titan boost that these relics give. Now, enough about Arya's Bounty. I'll do a unique relics revealed video on that one. Zerat, I understand. To be honest with you, for just the infiltrators, I don't even like infiltrators, but it's the potential that relic has long term. Short term, it's garbage. Long term, 4, 5, 6 events, it'll pay for itself. Especially in those events where you just don't feel like grinding the whole way. Getting an extra 200 souls, or 200 souls for every 1,000 that you grind, is huge. Alright, so let's cover this event. Kronos, obviously he buffs Goliaths and archers. I gotta tell you guys, Goliaths have long been my favorite unit in the game. But I am not about Titans, although because of the guaranteed skills, this Titan is more like a relic. Not completely, but you guys get the idea. The problem with this event is it is super expensive. Alright, you also have Hades here as well. Now, the alliance I'm in this week, Tag, good to have you here. The alliance I'm in this week is once an 8,000 soul minimum, so they can get top 50. And so, at 8,000 souls, if I'm going to get that, I might as well go for Hades and the relics that represent him. But even then, I haven't convinced myself to do it. Now, we're going to go over... I mean, nothing in this event is bad. It's just, as a free-to-play player, it is absolutely time-consuming. I think that's a good way to put it. As we go through the event rewards, I'm happy to see that they have, 4 tokens backed by 4,000. King Josh, welcome. And, I mean, the early part of this is absolutely everything you would want as a free-to-play player. Alright, it's enough to store up. And because of the cost of this event, and while you do get Hades, and a bunch of cool, nifty relics, with a 1.2 boost, It is absolutely brutal to try to get all the way up to 12,000. That's 1,000 battles just to get halfway through the event. So, if you don't have the time and you don't feel like using your resources here, I'd encourage you guys to grind to get to 4,000. 4,000 seems like a good place to be, simply because you are getting a ton of portal stones to help you along the way, a ton of gems, and we have an extra day to do this event. Zerat, I'm right there with you. I would heavily advise that you go and you save your gems, guys. Save your gems for relics that are dropped, like that Arya's bounty. In the long term, once again, while they are not fun relics to grind with, and they don't provide any immediate payoff, it is literally free souls for every battle. And you can't beat that as a free-to-play because no one grinds as hard as we do. Joe, I am considering it myself, but this is really going to drain my resources. I'm going to tell you that right now. Thank you, silly music man. Ultimately, guys, though, I look at this and I will say this. You have the 1.4 boost, Joe? Jeez. Alright, so I took a break, and during that break, Poseidon and Hades came out. And I didn't have a chance to get either, so I only had the 1.2 boost, which is why this is so painful. Alright, Zerat, you're telling me to go for Hades? I am going to 8,000 because my alliance wants me to, and I think I can grind out another 4. But if I go for that, I have to go get Hades' Chariot as well. And if I get Hades' Chariot, I have to get that Heartstone. And if I get the Heartstone, I have to go Chronos. So it's like, if I get to that point, there's no turning back. Don Powers, I talked about that earlier tonight. My wireless router was dying on me, which is why my stream kept crashing on me. I got it replaced, and there shouldn't be any issue. This is one of those events. And another thing that I want to bring up to you, free-to-play guys, just like myself, is when you get to the point where you're going 10,000, you're going to 10,000 in any event, the best rewards are the ones in front of you. Alright? The worst part of the grind for us free-to-play players is what happens after, like, the 4,000 mark. Because then you start having these 3 and 4 star relics that are not worth it. These 3-star... I mean, it's just... In this event, 4,000 to 7,000, you're getting nothing of long-term value. You get an ancient token at 7,000, but that's definitely not worth that 3,000 soul grind. And then from that, I don't put any stock in the epic tokens. You've got to get to basically 10,000 before you get anything of significant value at this point. But once you get to 10,000 here, look at what you get. Yeah, Don, as you can see, I got 30,000 gems saved, and I've got 21 event relics. That Arya event, jeez, I used 14 event relics for it. Now, for you free-to-play guys that are new to free-to-play, let me walk you through exactly how you pace yourself on events, okay? You always, on those events that you're not going to do, you save up these, your event tokens. You save them up for the events that are going to matter. And then you ration out your event tokens. For example, because I don't have the 1.4 boost until I get to 12,000 and get Hades, I'm forcing myself to grind to Hades, if I go for Hades. If I decide to finish the rest of the event, and I don't have a lot of time, use one of these event relics, see what I get. If I get a 1-star relic, I have to grind out the final 1,000 that it would take. So, because maybe I get like 500 off of an event relic, I have to grind another 500 before I allow myself to use another one. If I get a 3-star, which I'll get over 1,000 souls, I have to grind out another 1,000 before I can allow myself to use another one. And so these event relics are there to assist your grind. They're not there to cover the grind. If you can focus on that, your gems become your main method of getting the relics and the titans that are happen during the course of these events. Joe, I'm the old school. All right, I'm going to tell you guys now that I was around near global launch of this game, and at that time, there was no unit stronger than the Goliath. Those guys were impenetrable on defense. And I don't care if there was the unbeatable Freyas back then as well. I was much more scared about a group of 25 Goliaths, and there used to be videos about people somehow defeating those Goliaths. I'm convincing myself to do it, Don. But understand that if I do this event, there's a chance that I might miss one down the road. Miss a good event down the road. Now, I'm not saying this isn't a good event. I'm just saying that I'm torn on it. You know, you got to use your resources wisely. Now, along those same lines, I'm going to let you all know that because of... Oh, by the way, I'm grinding with another Skolnar, my second Skolnar I had. And I'm using all my Panther relics. Yeah, but I started a mini-me account for the sole purpose of showing those people that are new to the game how free-to-play is done early in the early levels. Because I didn't get Hades, I'm more inclined to choose this event than I would be over an unknown event. And it's mainly because, good night, I love Goliaths. And this event has a lot of cool Goliath relics. You're not going to find me arguing with that, Don Powers. Another thing that I'm doing during the course of this event that you guys will see is that I am saving up all of my experience relics for when I get Hades. The moment I get Hades, I am just going to back-to-back experience relics over and over and over. Now, I will say I've stopped the headlong rush into leveling so many more Titans to level 60. What I'm doing now is I am leveling up all of the Titans that I need within the Titan arena thing, so I can get all of these specialty relics out of there that I can. Make Goliaths great again. There you go. By the way, my Skolnar by far gets me the most defenses. And what I'm finding is that even the guys in League of Gods, they're having a hard time bringing him down. And it's not like he has great skills. As a matter of fact, let me just go ahead and... I want to show you guys this particular Skolnar that... Yeah, so looking at the Goliath's defense that I have here, these Goliaths have nearly 235,000 health, and they're basically they got maxed resistance on everything but Earth. And so I know that there are still a lot of people that can just rip him apart because he only wins about half the time. But at the same time, like he's not a very amazing Skolnar with his skills. As you'll see here, I got a health and an armor in here. But that being said, with the use of relics, look what you're able to do with this. I've got 3 orbs and 2 of those, like, I got the Udrid's thing, and all of these are max level, by the way. And so if you're ever wondering if you can compete with subpar Titans, know that relics make them into monsters. And so that's where my ultimate philosophy comes from, guys. It's all about the relics for me. Titans are always a gamble, but relics are forever. Alright, so with that said, I am going to go ahead and see if I can't
we're only like 1,000 souls behind.
Cooter, welcome, man. Doom and Nade, good to see you guys.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, Cooter just left.
No, he's in my stream right now.
Oh, you're streaming?
Yeah, I'm streaming.
Did you never get your omelet?
My what?
Your omelet problem.
Yeah, I got it fixed.
I remember I remember your stuff kept crashing at one point.
It's because my wireless router was going out on me slowly.
Yes.
And so I replaced it, and now I'm back to full grind.
Back on that.
That's right. So yeah, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this upcoming, or this event that we're in right now.
Okay.
So what do you guys think? Good, bad, ugly?
Very good.
And why do you say very good?
Because I believe personally that Goliaths are back up and coming, especially for a defensive standpoint. And these relics are a must-have because the way the meta is shaped right now, with all the poison and lightning going on, the fact that you can use those.
Imagine a world. Imagine a world where that Goliath mallet, someone actually takes the time to level.
The Goliath, the stone mallet?
Yeah, the stone mallet.
Oh, I mean, for defensive purposes, no. But if you're taking something for offensive purposes, especially if you're going up against, if you don't have a Voldan, you use a Wukong or something for Valorans that don't have Earth resist, it's good.
Well, I got to say that I'm happy that Goliaths are...
Wait, you're what?
I've always been a fan of Goliaths since Global Launch. Because I was part of Global Launch where Goliaths were just the unbeatable unit. Forget the unstoppable Freyas. If you ever came across a Skolnar with the right skills, it was game over.
Yeah.
It was 25 Freyas that just beat the living crap out of you. And no, I'm not a to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of X skills on defense. I'd much rather have maxed out resistances.
Yeah, that's why I prefer to have like I said, like Earth Dread and Root, because it's providing two tier 2 resistances to elements, especially with at least with my skills. I like I said, I got lucky with my Earth Dread skill, and I'm gonna be putting those skills use.
Well, I'm going to release a thought on Chronos on this stream that I haven't heard from anyone else's stream during the course of today while I worked. No one is mentioning the fact that Chronos is a paladin.
Yeah.
And so, as a result, those Goliaths, in addition to having full resistance to the fire and lightning of the ranged troops, can now get the Paladin 5-star relic equipped.
Oh, what's that one doing?
That one gives 36% resistance to all ranged, and then also damage and health for all troops.
That's really good.
That is flippin' amazing. With this, it'll be like the Earthshaker was for Siggy, back when Siggy was released.
Yeah, you can use Earthshaker now for like Poseidon and Hades, and that's really good.
You got that right.
But the Paladin relic fall into the same category as, say, the Night Whisper. People only wanted the Night Whisper because of the first skill, obviously, 250% type and addition. Whereas if you actually have an Ilzar with great skills, you're benefiting all 3 of those skills for a Night Whisper.
That's true, but
He actually loves truth.
I'm actually really happy that they did this, because I was wondering when they'd release a paladin that would buff troops. This aside, though, I need to catch up on some comments. Don Power spent 5 hours on Monday making a list of every relic that their Titan needs, and I gave my extra relics a value of 1 to 3 and forged away all the ones. That's awesome, Don Powers. That is relic management at its finest. Don Power says, I need 18 that I'm missing to complete the Titans. Well, once again, I have stopped focusing on getting Titans to level 60 right now, and I'm now focusing on leveling up the Titans within my Titan Coliseum to get the specific relics that I want. Specifically, the legendary Tier 2 relic. That one is flippin' amazing, people. If you haven't looked at it, do it. Zalan, good to see ya. I am in the Discord for non-toxic right now. Alright. But yeah, I gotta tell you, like I said this earlier on stream, guys, but for those of you who are in here now, I am going to make I'm going to revisit my Relics Revealed series, and the first relic in the next part of that series is going to be Arya's Bounty. For a free-to-play player, that relic is more valuable than any other released relic in the game. It's the mask, Don Powers. I'll show it on stream after this. At least that's my opinion. And while it's only unique to infiltrators, for a free-to-play player, no one grinds like us. And keep in mind, for every 1,000 battles that you grind with that relic, that's 200 extra souls in every event. And so understand that I do see soul scaling happening again in this game. Because when we first started this game, there was no bonus titans, but the titans themselves were at much better reachable intervals. I remember I got my souls are at like 10,000 souls. And then like the event ended at 14,000. And so they've scaled up quite heavily. That scaling was offset by bonus titans, or at least mostly. But with the free-to-play players, you don't always get that luxury of having the bonus titans. Which is why the value of that relic is so high. And I probably shouldn't be speaking all of my thoughts on this right now, but I just can't help it. Like, I looked at it and I was like, for the long term, this is the type of relic that free-to-play players need. Otherwise, we will be chased out of the game at some point. But that's just my 2 cents, people. Take it or leave it. And now, for those of you that are in chat, I want to get your guys' opinion. Like, as you can see, I have 30,000 souls at the moment, or 30,000 gems, and about 21 relics. So plenty to complete this event. And, but, you know, if I take on this event, there's going to be a few extra events that I've just got to sit out on. And so what I want from you guys is it worth completing this event? Yeah, I went all the way, Zalon.
Wait, what?
Oh, Zalon was just asking if I completed the event.
Oh, yeah, shooter, you were out of Discord. We didn't even hear you. Oh, bro.
Oh. Okay.
And we were calling you for 30 seconds or more.
I don't know what happened. I didn't hear you guys at all.
But
I didn't pass on Valorn, Joe. I just wasn't playing at the time Valorn was... I would not pass on Valorn, guys. I called Spearman being the defensive unit of choice. Alright. What's that?
Is the line in your stream?
Yeah, he's in my stream.
Better get some souls up. Let's go.
Alright, guys, so I'm showing you the relic that I'm currently working towards within my Titan Arena. This relic is just sick. Alright?
Okay, I'm watching your stream. Let's see. The legendary.
There you go.
Oh, the helm of Wrath.
Yes.
It's a really low percentage, though. Well, I mean...
No, that's not max. That's level 1.
Yeah.
It'll max out at like 21 or 22 for 2 of them, and then an 18% for 1 of them.
Not bad.
No, it's actually perfect. This is the type of relic that they cannot release too many of. And so picking it up now...
Can that be outfitted for any Titan?
Yes. Any Titan can equip it.
Oh, then that's perfect.
Yeah. By the way, the Kronos I used to grind for the Arya's bounty was the original released Kronos when he first dropped. Alright, so... Alright, everyone in my stream is telling me I need to grind for this event. And I had a feeling that I would. I love Goliaths too much. And...
I'm starting to love it.
Goliaths are always the first unit I level up on any, yeah, when I level up my castle. I don't know why I did it. It was dreams and hopes. What do I need to get it? Zara, what? Let's see. Is a good one. You get the best pally in the game. I'll show you guys. So, Rob, if you can refresh my memory, what are you asking? Like, what do I need to get it? Get what? I'm getting old, so.
I don't know. It's a good question.
I'm going to turn down the music a little bit.
Probably got something that, like, program shut off every time they could have said, are you going to finish? I go,
Zerat, what I need to do to get that relic is get Skullgrim up another 15 levels and what is that other Titan? Another Titan up like another 15 levels. So it's all workable, and I might be able to do it on Monday whenever the fusion event drops. I know during the course of this event, I'll finish up or leveling up Aurora's Bounty in the 3-star version of that relic. I know one of the biggest frustrations I have with this game is that they set resistance percentages that you get on relics, because you either go to like 88% and you can't max it out, or you go way over 100%.
yeah.
That's frustrating.
That will happen.
Let's see, I have Don Power says I have the Helm Bracers, Orb of Death on my Batano, making Panthers into Paladins. New story for physical resistance and extra damage. That is awesome, Don Powers. We got 16 watching right now. Nice healthy group this late at night. This is before all of our cousins over in Europe have had a chance to join us. 17 watching. We're going to break the 20 mark tonight, as long as my son doesn't get up and start yelling. But yeah, you guys heard it here first. Aurora's Bounty is everything that we need as a free-to-play player to actually continue playing this game long-term. Now, what I'm advising the free-to-play players to do is the same thing I'm going to be doing. Is saving my relic or my gems and my tokens for when those events drop. Because please understand, while Hades and Kronos are the titans of the day, 6 months down the road there will be a new flavor. But you know what's not going to change? The fact that you have a 20% bonus on all Frost Souls. Alright. And then, while they may release 15 relics like that, what happens if either 1, they accidentally release relics that stack, or 2, they purposely release the relics that stack? Because I don't anticipate those relics being offered hardly at all in the future, everybody.
Yo, whose TV's going off?
I don't know. I hear myself in the background.
Yeah. There you go. We good to go.
Zalon, I'm right there with you. I think 6 relics will be unique relics like that will be released. I'm talking about re-released. Alright? We all know that every few months Dawn of Titans releases that weird relic that is not duplicated. That is not re-released down the road. It is those relics that I think are game-changing. And so, moving forward, once again, guys, free-to-play players, events like these are nice to get the nice, shiny new thing, but if you're planning on being in this game long-term, save for the event relics, or save for those relics that give bonus to souls. That will increase your longevity in this game. Now, every time I see a low-level fear spell, everybody, I cry a little inside. Because fear used to be the dominant spell in this game. And now it's been, at low levels, reduced to a shell of its former self. And even at higher levels, it's pretty bad. So yeah, my personal goal to get to Hades, if I were to get to Hades, is, and then give myself enough time to finish the event if I were to choose to, would be to grind out 4,000 souls a night. If I can do that, then the last 2 days I can use Hades 1.4 boost and my stored up event relics to go the rest of the way, using my event relic strategy for everyone that cares. And once again, I have started about 5 days ago, I started a secondary account on an Android, so I can have a small series that covers how to do free-to-play at the early levels. As a result of having that account, I dropped down to NTG Hammer as opposed to being in NTG War. I'm in Hammer right now, Zalon. And I dropped down to there because I wanted to have a series after knowing that my account's really at it's at the end game right now. But a lot of people are in lower castle levels currently. And so knowing what to do early on to maximize your results, that's the whole reason I created the account, so people could follow along. It'll still be free to play. It'll just be what you need to focus on early on, and how to have the endurance to play the lower levels. Plus, I think I might. The sad thing is, like, I think I'm switching away, or within the next year or so, I'll be moving away from the iPhone, iPad, and moving more to Android stuff. Because, you know, I work for Google, and I always feel a little bad when I walk in and I've got a Kindle Fire or some other tablet that's not Google powered. So as a result, maybe it's peer pressure getting to me. Got a corporate trainer position, so now I've grown a conscience. Zalon, like, I understand what you're saying with that remark, but please understand that once you get to the 10,000 mark, the grind from there just gets you value. Alright? I mean, if you can actually get to that point, the grind should be an easy thing for anybody. Because every 1,000 souls you grind, you're getting something that's pretty dang decent. The challenge is you've got to get yourself from that 4,000 and 5,000 mark to the 9,000 and 10,000 mark. That's the dead zone in every event. That's where you get your least amount of value from. If you are determined to get past it, then the grind will be easy from that point on. Not in terms of time, but in terms of reward. And so if I go to Hades for this event, there's enough value placed within 1,000 or 2,000 intervals that I'm going to need to finish the event. Because if I don't, it'll just be a waste. And I'll look over the event rewards again, so you guys will see what I'm talking about. And I challenge you all, in upcoming events, start looking at events this way. It'll really make you start to consider, is this event really worth it? I can tell you now, Arya's Bounty, it was the only thing I cared about in that entire last event, and I grinded all the way through it, utilizing some of my stored relics as well. So I guess that's not grinding all the way through it. Sort of misleading there. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. So you have all of your great stuff in this event by the time you get to 4,000. Once you get to 4,000, from that point on, you're using a bunch of gems to get things that you're going to fuse away. This Joran might be good for lower level players, but it's not great. And I can tell you now, a 3,000 soul grind is not worth another ancient token. And so the way I look at it, yeah, I'll show you guys right after I'm done looking at this, Zalon. So the way I look at it is you got to look at this event in intervals. Alright? Are you willing to spend gems on portal stones to, for example, and the reason why it's so valuable to get to a 2,000 mark and on a normal event is that you can get to 2,000 souls without the need of spending gems. That's why in every event, trying to get to that point is great. In this event, once you get to that 2,000, you've got divine gems, portal stones, and regular gems that you can collect to help you get to that 4,000 mark. And so not only are you getting more gems and forging food along the way, it's basically free if you're utilizing your portal stone regeneration. But where you start exceeding that is right at this point. I don't think 3,000 souls is worth, or the gems worth to grind 3,000 souls is worth that ancient token. And then furthermore, once I get to the ancient token, I don't think 2,000 souls is worth 100 divine gems. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So from that 4,000 mark to 10,000, where you get 1,500 gems, you're gonna be spending a great deal of gems to try to get there in portal stone refreshes. But once you get here, just look at every 1,000 interval. Absolutely worth it to grind for the Cloak of Hades. 1,000 gems for 1,000 souls, roughly. Absolutely worth it to go for Hades there. 1,000 and ancient token, I'm not going to call it worth it, but it's a nice interval point before you get to Hades Chariot. And between the ancient token and Hades Chariot, worth the grind. Between the Goliath's Belt and Heartstone, worth the grind to get there. And then moving up, progressively it's worth the grind to get these relics. And that you do not see that within that 4,000 to 10,000 soul mark. And it's consistent throughout all of the events. And so if you're wondering whether or not to judge it, ask yourself, is that relic or Titan at 10,000 worth the 6,000 or 7,000 gems and the hours worth of grind? Alright, so with that said, let me go ahead and go over to my relics. Here we have Arya's Bounty. As you can see, I've been working on leveling it up. Level 8. And then let me show you guys my Titans. Because I was part of Hammer last week and I got a second Arya. This is the one that I got from the event grind. So, pretty trash. Now, I don't have the 5-star relic for infiltrators. And so this second Arya is perfect for someone who doesn't have the infiltrator relic. Because I got the armor piercing X skill, I got the Titan Armor Piercing for a Tier 3, another one for a Tier 2, and then a Titan Critical. And so she will be usable if I liked infiltrators. And by the way, guys, this is my Krothos. You can tell he's the original simply because he still has that locked skill. Zalan, I am glad that you brought that up. Do I have the Ice Maul? See, I think I highlighted it. For those of you who don't have this relic, understand that this was released at the same time that Krothos I just showed you was released. This is the infamous Ice Maul relic, and I have used it much during my time, but with its reintroduction as a accelerator, or I can use different infiltrator titans when utilizing this, I am happy about it. So we will see this more in the future. Guaranteed. These are all the relics I am looking at leveling up. Some of them are level 10 already because I use it as a storage place to re-equip to different titans. Alright. With that said, let's get back to some grinding, guys. Told you guys we're going to reach 20, and now we're at 21. And we are currently 46 minutes in, guys. Just goes to show that the interest in this event is pretty heavy. This weekend I will be running hopefully a few more streams, including some with my smaller account. Maybe not any with my smaller account this weekend, because this is going to be a hard grind on this account to get where I want to go. Let's see. Thank you, Zalan. Understand that you are a daytime overlord. Because I allow it. No problem, Michael Hall. Thanks for joining me. And Michael, I know you're joining through Omelette. Oh, looks like you're in YouTube as well. Those of my Omelette viewers, understand that I got a YouTube channel as well. And so you're welcome to go ahead and search for my YouTube channel. And I have a series of videos that walk you through how to save gems and how to be a free-to-play player all the way up in Legends League. King Josh, the reason why I don't want to do that right now is because I am really trying to level up this Titan. Plus, I have 3 relic slots I can use on him. So I'm going to run Skolnar up until I get to Hades. And this is a second Skolnar. He's only at level 34. But once I get to Hades, I'll switch over to him, and I will use all of my stored up experience relics to maximize my soul output on that. Alright. And another word of advice to all of you free-to-play players. Please understand that you do not use your event relics unless you're getting max boost. Alright? You grind until you get max boost. The multiplier is what makes those relics so powerful. And I have no multiplier, so I'm forcing myself to grind to 12,000. That is exactly 1,000 battles I got to get through before I allow myself to use any event relics. I have a feeling I'm going to need to skip the Chinese New Year, though, event, Zalon. I didn't get Wukong the first time around, and I probably, if they re-release them, I'll probably not be able to get them this time. Of course, I don't think they'll re-release them after they just released Chronos with the exact same skills. My last little thought on Arya's Bounty, guys. Understand that I have 3 5-star relics, and if I did not get Arya's Bounty in that event, I would have traded any one of them for that relic. A fully leveled 5-star relic for that Arya's Bounty. Because in the long term, it'll be far more valuable than the 5-star relic. I have a feeling that Discord... Oh, all the people in Discord are gone. That's cool. Let's start another raid up. And we're going to be good to go, guys. This is going to be a good night. Now, I'm only going to be streaming for another about 20 minutes. Because then I have to go to bed and... Don Powers, if I did not have a large presentation for the future of training for Google Ads, I would absolutely consider that. Alright. Another piece of random news for you guys, though. My wife and I just found out about a week and a half ago that we are pregnant again. So, it came as quite a shock, but hopefully I get another boy. I have had my fair share of girls, I'll tell you that. Thank you, Joe. Now, what I'm noticing, guys, are you guys able to see that the graphic quality on this video is better than the norm? It's in the mail, Rebel, in the mail. Hey, look, got a 4-star relic here, guys. Another one from this grind. I'll probably get a good 4 or 5 of them during the course of this. Yep. But let's be honest, Rebel. And I want honesty out of everyone that's watching this stream. When was the last time that any of you leveled up a 4-star Dragon Helm? If it was recently, then understand that you guys have more toughness than me. Well, I increased the... I got a better Wi-Fi router, so I increased the... detail. So... You leveled a Fire Helm recently? Rebel, you gotta tell me why. Why did you level that Fire Helm? Thank you, Zerat. Appreciate the shout out there. For Loki? Okay, so you're doing it just to make sure that you have specific resistances for your... Okay, I can see that. Well then, you guys called me out on my crap, so I appreciate that. Lightning and Earth. I understand, Rebel. I will say, guys, that I think with this, if I go for Kronos, he will be the absolute last Titan that I get that buffs archers. Because while I like my archers, I still do even at this point, I am over flooded with Titans that buff archers. Because I'm still working on my Toland. I've almost got my